Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give my review of Inside Mari by Shuzo Oshimi. This is the long-awaited completion to the series, with Volume 9 finally being released. Denpa, obviously a smaller publisher, had a lot of difficulty during the pandemic releasing their series, and so the final few volumes were really delayed. But we do now have the complete series, which I'm very grateful for. Because this is one that I had wanted for a long time and was so excited when it was announced and started releasing, and then I got very scared that we would never see the end of it. But thankfully it is out. This was being written at the same time as Oshimi was writing Flowers of Evil, around the mid to late part of the series of Flowers of Evil. So the art in this is reminiscent of that time in his career. The art in this is better than the beginning of Flowers of Evil, because by kind of mid-series he finds his stride, and this series has pretty incredible artwork. I would say that his newer series, like Blood on the Tracks, Welcome Back Alice, those sorts of things, the art is significantly improved even from this. But this is really at a point in time where Oshimi had found his kind of artistic stride and was really expanding on that. So this is a body swap manga where, sort of, not really, because there is one swap happening, or a takeover, I guess you could say. Our main character is Mari. She is a high school girl. She's very pretty. She seems relatively successful in terms of society's standards of she's attractive. She seems relatively smart. She's popular, et cetera, et cetera. And the other character that we follow is Komori, and he is a college student, sort of dropout. He's still enrolled, but he doesn't ever go. He spends all his days playing video games and jacking off, and he just sits around and does nothing in his apartment. And one day he wakes up inside the body of Mari. So now this high school girl is inhabited by this college dropout dude. And so it's kind of a little bit of a mystery series, in the sense that Mari, with Komori inside of her, trying to figure out why he still exists as his own person, but how he is also existing within her. What happened to Mari herself? Where is her consciousness gone? And then we get introduced to another character as well, who I believe is just Yori. Yori is another high school girl who really looks up to Mari and is really, intrigued by her and worried about her and wants to help get her consciousness back. So those are kind of our three main players in this series, and it's a lot of kind of psychological mind games and things going on here, and you're really confused for a lot of it, but at the same time it is building characters and relationships, and all the whole time this thing hanging over the series is the fact that Mari is still not herself. Komori is there. And so, what's reality and what isn't? Is it Mari forming a friendship with Yori, or is it Komori forming a friendship with Yori? And what does that mean when they inevitably, try to regain Mari's legitimate consciousness? Does that mean that their friendship never really existed in the first place? And so it's really fascinating. I think that it plays with a lot of the topics that Oshimi really likes to explore in terms of gender, and perversion, and all of that kind of stuff, which is really prevalent in pretty much all of his series. And so it is definitely explicit. There is quite a bit of sexual explicit content in this. So just be forewarned of that. If that is going to make you uncomfortable, maybe this isn't the series for you. But if you are interested in a kind of like slow paced psychological situation where you really don't know the whole story, and you're really trying to figure out what's going on, then this might be for you. It's definitely fascinating. I think that, like I said, there's a lot of the themes that Oshimi explores in all of his works present in this one. But there's definitely something like there's something almost sinister here. There's something almost like really really uncomfortable, and confusing. And I just think that some of his other series are a little bit more like in your face with what's going on, whereas this one is less blunt with that, and I think it gives it a little bit different of an atmosphere, than his other stuff. I really, really enjoy Inside Mari. I honestly don't know. At this point, I've read so much of Oshimi's works that I don't know where they kind of rank up against each other. But this is definitely one that I enjoy. It's definitely one I will read again and again. I've already read it twice. But I think this one might be, I don't know. I've heard some people say this isn't really their favorite thing, and I can see that. And it's definitely different than, if you started with Blood on the Tracks or Happiness, going to this, you will be a little shaken up on things, because it's really not in the same vein as those series for sure. It's definitely more along the lines of like Flowers of Evil or even Welcome Back Alice. So yeah, I think it's a good one. I'm glad we finally have it completed, and I think that it is enjoyable and it's interesting and it's different. And if any of this sounded interesting to you, by all means, I do recommend picking it up. They're really nice releases. The Denpa, French flaps situation. It's got some nice color pages and stuff. Not very many, but a few. And yeah, if you've read this, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Obviously, I tried not to spoil everything, because this is definitely one you want to read for yourself and find out exactly what's going on for yourself. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments about this, or of other creators that have a work similar to this that you think I should check out, by all means, let me know.